Hi guys, this is the first episode of Start Where You Are, which I'm going to run as a weekly video log, basically detailing my sort of rehab post ACL op and kind of getting back into training and all the other bits that I'm doing kind of like around that. For me, this is kind of really important to just highlight just appreciating where you are now and looking at what you actually can do rather than what you can't. So obviously an injury, for example, is quite a big limiting factor, but everyone's got little niggles that they need to work around, everyone's got different ways of moving, everyone's got different limitations that they're dealing with. So actually focusing on what you can do day to day and building it up on that and just slowly increasing that and increasing your capability is so much better than focusing on what you can't do, particularly when you've got an injury, because there's so much stuff that you can't do. And particularly for me now, 1 week post-op, there's loads and loads of stuff that I'm not able to do that I would normally would like to do. So for me, focusing on that specific, what the things that I can do currently is massively important, sort of from a mindset perspective, and also kind of like staying sane as well. Okay, ACL rehab, it's not good fun and it's a long process. So the operation that I've just had is actually my 5th surgery, my 2nd on my left knee. I ruptured my ACL, which is the anterior cruciate ligament, fully, and also did some damage to the meniscus. So I had a graft from my hamstring on the ACL, because basically if you rupture it fully, the two parts are obviously separated. There's no way for them to get back together so that you can so that the tissue can kind of bridge and grow across to stabilise that. So my knee was unstable. So I've had a hamstring graft for that, which has left a really nice bruise on the back of my leg from where they took that, and also a lateral meniscus repair, which basically if you've injured your meniscus, you've got two options. You either have it trimmed and taken out, which long term isn't very good for kind of like the health of the joint, or you can have a repair, which short term is a bit of a pain in the ass, because I can't weight bear for 6 weeks as that tissue needs to heal. But longer term, I've obviously still got more meniscus there, so hopefully that'll kind of mean that long term my knee joint health will be better. So rehab-wise, over the past week, there's not been a huge amount that I could really do. Basically, I can't weight bear, so that limits me a lot. I've got a little bit of movement in my brace, so I can move between 60 degrees and 0 degrees, which is obviously full extension, which I can't quite get just yet. So basically all I've been able to do really is I've got a device called a Compex, which is muscle electrical stimulation even, which will hopefully help me over the next couple of weeks maintain a little bit of the muscle mass in my quads, so that I'm not starting from a bag of jelly when I come out of the brace, which would be quite nice. The other thing that I've been doing is using a device called Game Ready, just to try and help get rid of the swelling in the knee. So Game Ready is just it's like a sleeve that compresses and ices the joint that you're sort of like working on, so you can get different sleeves for different joints. Obviously I've got a straight knee one, so basically just doing that a couple of times a day just to try and alleviate the swelling so that I can get full range back in that knee as quickly as possible, which again, long term for kind of like stability point of view, is going to be really important, so that I can actually activate my quads fully in that fully extended position and hopefully keep the knee as stable as possible. So that's basically what I've been doing this week. Training wise, this week has been non-existent, as you might imagine. I'm not prepared to kind of like jump straight back into training if that's going to have a negative impact on my knee. Also, I was feeling pretty horrendous after the general anaesthetic, so that's like an extended hangover for anyone who's not had one. Not a hangover, an anaesthetic. But basically, yeah, that makes you feel pretty rubbish for a few days. I've been in quite a lot of pain with my knee, and also the dressings on the knee. Obviously it's sort of like open wounds, so don't want to be kind of getting any sweat or anything in there. So whilst for me that's kind of like a stark contrast, because I normally sort of like move at least daily, which I've been very static. I've not really done very much, but I'm going to start to build that in over the next couple of weeks and document how and when and why I'm kind of doing what I'm doing. So hopefully you guys will find that quite interesting. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been the first episode of Start Where You Are, and I want you to think about one or two things that you can do today that's going to help you progress to where you want to be over the next couple of weeks, couple of months. Okay?